I said, this is part 2 to work clicks. This is just to encourage everybody. When you know that life is going to get you down sometimes, just pick yourself up. That's all you can do is pick yourself up. Don't feel like you have to be in everybody's circle. Don't feel like you have to be around people if they don't. You know what I'm saying? There was one time I was working and there was a manager. She was just really rude and disrespectful and ridiculous. And I told them specifically, I said, I said, it doesn't make sense while we're working 3 people at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense why we only have 3 people working. You know what I mean? And the manager was like, well, it still has to get done, so it doesn't matter about the 3 people doing X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? You can still run with 3 people. No, it's not a good idea, because how is everything going to get done in time for you, to bring the other people and stuff? So she got really defensive and just said, we're never short, we're always fully staffed. And I was just like, I didn't want to debate with her about it. But in lesson learning about the situation, I realized this. It didn't have to be right, but at the same time, you don't have to bark at us about these things. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to yell at us about these things. You don't have to say anything about these things. It's what it is. You can do whatever you want to do. You can say whatever you want to say, period. Make the best out of it. You know what I mean? And just make the best out of your time. And so when I realized that this was a job that I really needed, and I noticed that the same thing was happening again, I said, I'm going to remove myself. I'm not even going to get in the middle of it, because the more that you bring people's agitation when they know that there's a certain, I get it, that we have to keep our composure and make sure everything's neat and we're the best company in the world. But at the same time, when you're in a situation where you don't have enough people, you have to be realistic with yourself. And a lot of people don't want to be honest about being short-staffed when you know that you did not staff it correctly. So when this other person decided that she wanted to tell us about what we do on second shift, on whatever shift as it is, the other aide was listening to what the woman said, but she didn't leave in time. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't allow herself to calm down. She got hurt. You know what I'm saying? The girl took it personal because she's saying she's trying to do the best she can. And then the other aide was like, well, trying to explain what was going on too. I didn't get in the middle of that because I already know what the last time I had a situation with that manager and she got rude and disrespectful and I knew where it was going to take us, I didn't even engage, because 9 times out of 10 when you engage with people like that, it's not even worth it. I don't want to be bothered with it. So she was just like, everybody's getting mad, but the thing about it, it's not getting done. If it's not getting done, it's 1 or 2 things that's happening. There's not enough people to do the situation, like I said, from the jump. And then 2, it's not enough people to start the situation from the jump. And 3, if you have a better system, you can assign stuff, you can do stuff, you can do whatever you want to do. It don't really make a difference. If you don't have staff, you're not going to be able to get this stuff done, period. You can put Jesus there, and if he doesn't do anything, and I'm not blaspheming Jesus, but I'm just making a point. If you don't have the proper staff, you cannot expect us to do double the work just because you're doing double the work. Just saying. Stress overload. Something's going to be forgotten. I'm just letting you know. You're going to have to designate somebody to do something. That means one person do this, one person do that. We'll split and go on, you know what I'm saying? One person does documentation. That's what we normally do. But when you have other people from another shift that feel like they're entitled because they work a certain stuff and they don't have to do that much, they get in their feelings. So it's irritating sometimes. Sorry. My thing is, like I said, when it comes down to work, you gotta find an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Find people that you can hang out with, talk to people, do whatever you have to do to just have an outlet, because sometimes work can be so much you don't even want to be there, and you don't want to be in a situation where you're just calling off just because you don't want to be there. Burnt out is real, but you have to put it in category. Okay, I do need money, but do I need it that bad that I want to suffer with all these people? No, that means, okay, some of the things that I like to do, I'm not going to have to do this month because I don't have that much money. So next month I can push as hard as I want to because I know I'm going to need it for the following month. Simple stuff like that, But the other video caught off too quickly. So I end this video saying this. Whatever situation you're going through in your life, God has your back. None of these people owe you any explanation, and you don't owe them any explanation as to why you need to talk to them about anything unless it's your boss. Anything else that has to do with them is a personal issue. Their personal issues are their issues themselves. If they're annoyed, let that person be annoyed and just remove yourself out of the equation. Period. And know that every job has its favorite. They cover for themselves. If you don't feel like you have to cover, don't feel like you have to change yourself to morph in for this job. Better stuff comes when you put yourself in the position where people can see you. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to do anything other than do what you have to do for that moment. Your work will speak for you. Anybody that feels like they're stressed, listen to some music while you're at work or something. Just keep you know what I'm saying? Keep your lunch by you. Don't leave your lunch boxes and stuff like that in the work areas, because people do steal. Unfortunately, this is the life that we live in. You know what I'm saying? So I say this to say this. For everybody that has to work, get them hours in, do what you have to do, ignore as much nonsense as you can. Try to pray about situations when you don't feel like you have enough. Meditate. That's all I can say. Meditate, 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 because it will help. And this has been another episode of SMS News Channel, and I'll be back with more. I'll probably have a couple videos down the way. We'll just wait and see, and y'all have a good night. Peace.